I think this is good. Hi, it's your girl Zeke. I'm on the floor because I thought it would be kind of cozy. I don't know. Um, I just released an EP. I've been writing music for like a decade, and I've never had enough material at once where I felt happy enough to release it. But now I do. It's on Bandcamp. It's free. Name your price. If you want to give me some money for it, that's totally cool. If not, go for it. Just do whatever. I also have CDs. I've been working really hard at making CDs and also some tapes because I thought it'd be cute. The music is kind of like folk, punk, indie rock, shoegazy at times. It's odd. I say folk punk and punk like sort of separate because like there's folk punk sensibilities in a lot of it, but there's just straight up like punk rock parts. It's weird. It's 4 tracks, and I say queer because like half of them are about being trans. The CDs are pretty cool. I like them. I spent a lot of time on these. Initially I was going to just do like a single case, like, you know, the really small thin one. And I wanted to have the lyrics in it. And I was just gonna have like a photo and then type it out in Photoshop on top of the photo. And I thought, that's so lame. So I ended up spending way more time and effort on the booklet and the case design for the CD than I initially anticipated. And I actually had a lot of fun doing it. It was like a really cool project. I don't know if I can really show you much of it. But here's like the lyrics for some of the songs. You know, a lot of these songs are like deeply personal, which I didn't really realize until I was listening to it with like some people, and it's like, wow, I really put myself in a lot of this. I thought at least for one of them it was more like screaming at the man about the state of the world, but like it's really personal. And so I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna put in like journal entries that I wrote while I was going through the midst of like the shitty times that like I'm singing about. So like, you know, I thought it was cool. I like how they turned out. Here's some more. It's just like a bunch of pictures I took for the release. I had a lot of fun doing this. And then like, here's the CD. It's just like a CDR that I've handwritten on. And then here is the inlay. I am really proud of how these turned out. I had a lot of fun doing them. And you can buy your own for 5 whole Australian dollars. I'm not looking to make a profit on any of these. I literally just wanted to make them because it's fun. And I know some people like physical media still. Speaking of, this is being released on Bandcamp. I am never putting this on streaming or anything I ever do on streaming, because fuck streaming. Bandcamp is like the best thing there is, and it's still like not perfect or whatever. But hey, you get it on CD, you can rip it, and it's yours forever. You can copy it and share it as many times as you fucking want. I know CDR isn't the most stable thing in the world, but you know, you've got it. You can put it in a CD player. You can put it in your hi-fi setup if your CD player works with it. That's another thing I need to mention. I found that some older CD players struggle with CDRs. My personal one does not like these, which is really annoying, but my partner's car works. I've tried a couple other CD players and it works fine. So mileage may vary, but you know, it'll come with a download code on Bandcamp anyway. And when you buy a CD, we've got to make sure we get the collectible culture aspect into it as well, like limited run bullshit. All these discs are handwritten by me, but there's a little goldfish drawn on by my partner, and a random selection of them will have a silver goldfish. How cool is that? You could be a special lucky person to get the silver goldfish. It means absolutely nothing. And I'll just be like, these are like individually numbered. I'll just be making these for as long as people want them. These are like handmade. Like I print them out with my own printer. I cut them out myself. I staple them together. It's all completely DIY. and I have fun making them, so I will just keep making them for as long as people want them, really. And speaking of, I'm also doing a short run of cassettes. I just thought it would be really cute to do a little cassette release. I had to alter the artwork a little bit for this because, you know, space limitations, but I think I did a decent enough job. Can't really see a lot, but I think it's pretty cool. I think it's really cute. I'm just going to be doing 15 of these. This is my own test copy. Each of them will have a silver goldfish drawn on it because silver is special. And you're special for buying one of these cassettes. Again, just $5 Australian. I'm not looking to make money from this stuff. Also, so sorry, I forgot to mention, these tapes are like more of a, you know, they're not really the best quality. My tape deck isn't the greatest. I'm not really sure if the speed is correct, but like, I don't know, it adds like a kind of lo-fi quality to it all. Just this like kind of warbly, distorted sort of thing. Like they're just kind of cheap blank tapes I've used, but I think they're neat, and they'll still come with a download code anyway. I did want to release this in June for Pride Month. And most of the mixing had been done by that point, but it still needed some fine tuning, and it ended up being released in July. It's been about a month and a half since releasing it that I've actually finally gotten to the point where I can make these properly and, like, you know, reliably. It's taken a lot of headaches. There was roadblocks at literally every single step, but I kept pushing through because I really just wanted to do this. If you don't care, that's totally cool. But you know, these exist. I couldn't have done this without my lovely darling partner. They did the majority of the mixing and mastering for me because I'm not very good at that stuff. I helped with feedback and I did a little bit on my own. They also play bass on all of the tracks. Just an absolute beacon of light in helping me get this done. I really genuinely couldn't have done this without them, and I love them so much for it. I'm just so happy to finally have been able to release something that's all me. Every single aspect of this is me and my partner helping me. Like every single like even to the point where like every single like asset I used to make all of the graphics for this were done by hand by me. I have a little 2008 fucking digital camera that I used to take pictures of. Everything you see here was done with that one camera, and everything that is like from a notebook was done with my printer's scanner. Everything was just handcrafted by me, and I just had so much fun doing it, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope this rambly video made sense, and thank you very much for watching. I will be releasing it on this channel at some point soon, just in full, but if you're interested, Bandcamp link is below. Yeah, thank you very much. Also with these tapes, I forgot to mention that all the music is just on one side because I didn't feel like it was long enough to justify using both sides of it, but on the second side there's a totally legal mixtape that I've made of songs that kind of influenced my writing or approach to the sonic scape of this release, that I totally own the full copyrights to all of these tracks. They're all mine, absolutely legit. So that's just a little bonus on the other side of the tape, if that interests you. Cool, thanks.